Sri Gajanan Vijay Granth, Chapter 14. Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. O Kaushalya's son Rama, O gem of Raghu dynasty, O Sitapati, have compassion for this child of yours. You have liberated Tratika and gave life to Ahilya, who was lying in the form of a stone. You have fulfilled the desire of Shabri by visiting her. O son of Dashrath, you renounce the throne to protect your devotees, and by your grace monkeys got strength. O killer of Ravana, your mere name made stones to float on sea, and it is you who installed on throne your devotee Vibhishan. Whosoever surrendered at your feet got rid of poverty, sorrow, and calamities. Please remember it and protect this Dasganu. How can a child go away from his mother? You are my mother, father, and guru. You are the Kalpataru, the tree that meets every desire of devotees. O Rama, you are the ship to float in this ocean of life. There was a Brahman named Bandhu Tatya at Mehekar. He was most pious and liberal at heart. In family life, one comes across many calamities, but even then he does not leave the attachment for life and its pleasures. Many guests used to come his this Bandhu Tatya and he personally looked after comforts. This continued for long and he spent all his money. He even borrowed money from moneylenders by mortgaging his house. Due to mounting debts, he felt ashamed to face people. He even sold the utensils in the house, and there remained nothing more to sell. He was completely bankrupt, and the creditors were after him to get their money back. He could not afford even two times meals and had to bear insult from wife and children. Thus, losing all his credit, nobody would lend him any money. He got frustrated with life and started thinking to commit suicide. Without money, one has no value in this world, and the sweet home becomes a place of sorrow. This is the way of the world. He thought that if he jumps in the well, somebody may see and bring him out, under which circumstances, instead of death, he would be required to face prosecution for committing suicide. So he decided to go to Himalayas to kill himself and get absolved of the sin of suicide. Thinking thus, he finally left the house with only loin cloth and ash applied all over the body to hide his identity. It is a well known fact that people of respectful families are always afraid of public condemnation. In his mind, Bandu Tatya said, O God, why are you so much displeased with me? I lived with full faith in you, and Puranas say that even a beggar becomes rich by your grace. But my present experience proves it to be false and makes me think that the poets have wrongly described you to be the benefactor of the poor. O Sri Hari, I now lay down my life and you will be blamed for my death. So I request you to save yourself from this blame. Saying thus to himself, Bandu Tatya went to the railway booking office to purchase a ticket. A Brahmin approached him and said, Don't purchase a ticket for Haridwar. Please go and take darshan of saint and then go to Haridwar. There is a great saint, Gajanan Maharaj, at Shegaon. Go and meet him first. Don't take hasty steps by momentary frustration. Know that the darshan of saint is never wasted. At that, Bandu Tatya got confused, fearing that the Brahman might have recognized him, but he felt shy to ask him about his identity, nor could he know as to who he was. He, however, decided to go to Shigao and pay respects to Sri Gajanan Maharaj. When he reached there and bowed before Sri Maharaj, he laughed and said, Bandhu Tatya, why are you going to Himalayas to commit suicide? Oh boy, one should not kill himself. Never lose hope and do not stop trying to get the desired things. If you now commit suicide due to the calamities in the family life, you will be required to take birth again to undergo the sufferings which you may avoid by suicide in this birth. Now, don't go to Himalaya to end your life in the holy Ganga. Instead, go home immediately. Have you recognized the Brahman who met you at the railway station? Go home and don't stay here anymore. There is an idol of Mahasoba in your garden. Go there at midnight alone and dig 3 feet deep near the babul tree, which is to the east of Mahasoba idol. You will get some money there. Give some of it to your creditors and keep rest for yourself. Don't leave your wife and children and forget this false renunciation. Hearing thus, the Brahman returned to his village Kherda and, as per advice of Sri Maharaj, started digging near that babul tree at midnight. He dug 3 feet deep and inside found a copper pitcher with covered mouth. He opened it and saw that there were about 400 mohoras, that is, gold coins, in it. He lifted it and started dancing with happiness, saying, Jai Gajanan, Jai Gajanan. He then paid his creditors and got his mortgaged garden released. By the grace of Sri Gajanan Maharaj, he set right his affairs and was very happy once again. It was just like getting nectar at the time of death, or like seeing a life saving boat when drowning in the sea. So was the state of Bandhu Tatya, and gone were the bad days for him. Then he came to Shegaon and spent lot of charity. He prostrated at the feet of Sri Maharaj, who said to him, Why do you bow before me? Instead, go and bow before him who gave you all this wealth. Now, take a lesson and be judicious in spending money hereafter. It is useless to be over liberal. People come to you only in your good days, but Almighty Narayan is always with you in bad times also. Always pray to him and he will never neglect you. Hearing this advice, Bandhu Tatya again prostrated at the feet of Shri Maharaj and happily returned to his village. Once there was an auspicious occasion of Somvati, which occur when there is coincidence of Monday and Amavasya. Puranas described its importance at great length. It is said that one must take bath in holy Narmada river on this day. So people of Shegaon planned a trip to Narmada for Somvati. Among them were Martanda Patel, Bankatlal, Maruti, Chandrabhan, and Bajrangal, who decided to go to Omkareshwar. Bankatlal thought that it would be better if Sri Maharaj also accompanied them for a holy dip at Narmada. So all the four approached Sri Maharaj and requested for his company to Omkareshwar. They said that his presence would fully protect them from every evil, and so again and again requested Sri Maharaj to oblige them by conceding to their request. Thereupon Sri Maharaj said, Holy Narmada is already with me, and as such there is no need for me to go and trouble her. I will have the Narmada bath here. But you go to Omkareshwar. In ancient days, there ruled a brave and famous king named Mandhata. At that place, Sri Shankaracharya took his first vow of renunciation at Omkareshwar only, and then started on his mission of liberating people from their worldly bonds. So you go to that place and meet my Narmada, but do not force me to go with you. Now, there is no need for me to undergo such rituals. But they wouldn't listen to him, and family caught hold of his feet and again repeated their request. Shri Maharaj said, "You people appear to be hypocrite. This well here contains the water of Narmada, and if I go to Omkareshwar, leaving her here, my dear Narmada will be angry. So, in your own interest, I again advise you to go, leaving me here. Believe me, it is for your good." But Maruti and Chandrabhan said that they wouldn't go without him. Thereupon, Shri Maharaj warned that they should not blame him if something bad happened by his accompanying them. They all came to Omkareshwar with Shri Maharaj. A lot of people had gathered there on that auspicious occasion of Somvati, and all the men and women were spread on both the banks of the river. Some were taking holy dip, some were chanting holy hymns, while others were going to the temple with flowers in their hands. Many people were seen eating sweets, and bhajan dindis were coming in scores. During the auspicious period, the temple was full of devotees offering abhishek to Sri Omkareshwar. At that pleasant place of Omkareshwar, Shri Maharaj sat in Padmasan posture on the bank of the holy Narmada. His four devotees took darshan and came back to Shri Maharaj. They suggested that it was not safe to travel back by road, as there was lot of traffic on road and the bullocks of their cart were not dependable. So they wished it better to go back by river in a small boat. Shri Maharaj, instead of giving any opinion, asked them to do as they liked. Saying so, Shri Maharaj sat in the boat with them, and the journey to Khedigat started by river. On their way, the boat dashed against a rock, and a plank at the bottom of the boat was washed away. The water started rushing in through that hole, and looking at it, the boatman jumped out in the river for safety of their lives. But Shri Maharaj was sitting quiet and started chanting Gan Gan Ganat Bote continuously. Maruti Bajrang, Martanda, and Bankatlal got scared, and their hearts began throbbing with fright. They, with folded hands, said, O kind hearted Maharaj, we are guilty of disobeying you at Shegaon, as a result of which this holy Narmada is punishing by drowning us. O Swami, we shall hereafter obey every word of yours as if it were a directive from the Vedas. So kindly save us from this danger and take us safe to Shegaon. As they were praying so, half of the boat had already gone under water. Onlookers were saying that these five persons would soon be drowned. Thereupon Shri Maharaj said, Don't get panicky. This holy Narmada will not hurt you at all. Saying so, Shri Maharaj started reciting as follows in praise of Narmada. O sacred Narmada Devi, destroyer of everything that is inauspicious, pardon their fault by your kindness. As he was reciting the above prayer, the water went away from the boat, and the hole was closed by the hand of Narmada. The boat came up floating on the water as before, and along with it was seen Narmada herself in human form. She, in the dress of fisherwoman and with curly hair, was wet up to her waist. The boat reached the shore, and all of them looked surprisingly at the bottom of the boat and said, O lady, you have saved us. Kindly kindly tell us who you are. Please change your wet clothes. We have dry clothing to offer you. Holy Narmada said, I am daughter of Omkar fisherman. My name is Narmada and it is my habit to be in wet clothes. I always remain wet and my form is water. Saying so, she bowed before Sri Gajanan Maharaj and suddenly disappeared like a lightning in the sky. Looking at that, all the four were overjoyed to see the authority wielded by Sri Maharaj, as the holy Narmada herself came for his darshan. Even then, Bankat asked Sri Maharaj to tell them as to who the lady was. Sri Maharaj said, "What you are asking has already been told by Narmada to you. The fisherman Omkar is the Omkareshwar. When she said that the water is her form means she herself is Narmada river. Do not have any doubt in your mind. She always extends her helping to her devotees in times of danger. So say loudly Jai to her with a prayer requesting to save us in times of danger." Hearing this, Bankat Lal and the three other again and again prostrated before Sri Maharaj. They returned to Shegaon and with great happiness narrated the incident to the people there. Once, Sadashiv Ranganath Vanavale, along with his friend, came to Shegaon for the darshan of Sri Gajanan Maharaj. This Sadashiv, with nickname as Tatya, was disciple of Sri Madhavnath Maharaj of Chitrakoot, who had mastered the art of yoga and had a large following in Malwa. When Sadashiv came for the darshan of Sri Gajanan Maharaj, he was taking his meals. At the sight of Sadashiv, Sri Maharaj remembered Sri Madhavnath Maharaj saints know each other without meeting. Sri Maharaj said, "Bring those disciples of Sri Nath before me. His guru just went away after taking meals with me. Had they come a bit earlier, they would have met their guru here only. Now they have come after their guru went away without taking pan." Being the children of a brother, Sri Maharaj embraced Vanavali and gave him traditional reception. Then he gave him 2 leaves of betel for giving to Srinath and asked to convey message as follows without change of word. "We had meals together, but you forgot your pan here. We have now brought it for you." Vanavale heard it and returned with those 2 leaves of betel. He narrated the detailed talk at Shigaon to Srinath and asked if he had really gone to Shigaon that day. Srinath said, "What Sri Gajanan said is true. His remembering me at the time of meals is our meeting. We met each other like that quite frequently. Don't have any doubt about it. Remembering each other is our meeting. Though we have different bodies, our life breath is the same. This is a deep knowledge and you may require some time to understand it. It is good that you brought the pan, which I had forgotten, at Shegaon." Then Srinath took betel leaves, crushed and ate it. He also gave some to Vanavale as prasad. Sri Jnaneshwar Maharaj, in his Changdev Pasasti, has described in detail the way saints meet each other. One should read that to understand their manner of meeting. It is interesting to know that yogis meet each other from any distance without leaving their places. Sheikh Muhammad was in Shri Gonda and Shri Tukaram at Dehu, but when the pendle at Dehu, where Shri Tukaram was doing kirtan, caught fire, Sukh Muhammad extinguished it from Shri Gonda. This has been narrated by Mahipal in Bhakti Vijay. Shri Manik Prabhu saved Patil's son from drowning in a well by reaching Hali village. Only true yogis can perform such miracles. Yoga is more powerful than anything else. So learn yoga to make the nation strong. May the affectionate devotees with full faith listen to this Gajanan Vijay epic. Let joy be to all, obeisance to Hara and Hari. Shubham Bhavatu. Here ends the 14th chapter.